It took me 7 years before my ex-husband could not rile me up. I'm Catherine Miller, and I've been a divorce attorney in New York for over 30 years. And even still, even with all the experience I had, 7 years before he stopped being able to yank my chain anytime he wanted. So I put together a PDF of common ex misbehaviors and some things that you can do. I'm going to tell you the first one and the response I suggest. Then I'm going to identify the other four, and then I'm going to ask you to download the PDF in order to see my suggestions for the remainder. So the first one is that your ex is critical and insulting on an ongoing basis. Now, this is really a common thing that happens after marriages because the dynamic that led you to get divorced in the first place and the resentment that comes from the divorce negotiations often bleeds into the years after the divorce. And it tapers off over time usually, but it's still unpleasant. So there are a couple of things you can do when your spouse is critical and insulting. One, try not to react. It's really kind of an interesting thing. One of my favorite books is called The Four Agreements, and one of them is It's Not About You. And so even though it feels really personal, and it is personal in that conversation that you're having, the reason that he or she is really upset is about them and not about you. And if you think about that, it makes it a lot easier to just breathe through it and not react. The second one is a little bit, the second suggestion that I have is a little bit more challenging, and that is to try to have compassion. I found this really helped me when I was dealing with my ex-husband to think about what was going on for him and the pain he was feeling. And even though I disagreed pretty strongly, it was helpful for me to think about where he was coming from. So the second misbehavior is that they can be super argumentative. The third one, they can badmouth you to the kids. That happened to me a lot. And the last one is that they can play the victim. I have some suggestions as to how to deal with these other three in the PDF that will be in the notes along with this video. What I want you to do is download that PDF, see what you think, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.